Welcome to the Corporate to Coach podcast. I'm Pamela, a former corporate professional turned certified life and business coach and mentor. If you're ready to sign clients, grow your soul-led coaching business, and shed the employee identity so you can step fully into business ownership, you're in the right place. Let's begin. Welcome back to the podcast. This episode is a special transmission directly from Instagram, where I did a live a couple of days ago where I shared a transmission from the Soulful Selling Advent Calendar on day 2. So I came to Instagram and I wanted to share it with you. I wanted you to have a taste of what you can experience inside the calendar. I didn't just copy and paste it. I literally did a second version of it. So there are actually aspects that weren't included in the calendar that I gave on the live and vice versa. So even if you're inside the calendar, this is still a really interesting training to listen to because, like I say, I give some aspects and some dimensions of this training that I didn't mention inside the Telegram. And for those of you who aren't inside the Telegram, you're also getting aspects in this training that that you will also see from another angle when you join inside the calendar. So without further ado, I'll let you get right into the training. And if you want to join us, then I'll put the link in the show notes. Obviously, in the live transmission, it's on Instagram, so you can comment or DM me. If you want to go ahead and do that, you can absolutely do that and reach out to me on Coaching with Pamela inside Instagram. I still absolutely love to hear from you. But if you want to get inside the calendar and get up to date with all the trainings that are already inside, and we run through all the way to Christmas Eve, the 24th of December, then come and join us now. It's just $27. And honestly, the first training alone is worth thousands. And my one-to-one clients are running with it. I am going to be expanding on it in one of the Q&As. Obviously, you're tasting day 2 today in this podcast episode. And every single day, I am dropping training, a transmission, and then I'm guiding you into how you can transfuse that training into your own selling efforts so that you are putting it into practice and implementing it into your business every single day. And I also discuss in the Start Here section how you can make it work for you. So if you're thinking every single day isn't something that you have capacity for right now, don't let that be a reason to stop you. You can make this your own. So I said this already, but for real this time, without further ado, let's get into the training. This training is for you if you are here to sign one-to-one clients before Christmas. Today's training, which I'm giving to you here right now for free, is a training about ethical urgency. This is going to be critical if you want to sign a client or 5 before Christmas. So let's dive into this, shall we? And this is especially relevant for you if you are feeling the whiplash from Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but you're also here because you know that you want to sell coaching and you don't want to wait till January or February to sign your next client, that you have the capacity, that you have the desire to sign a client now. So if we haven't connected before, I am Pamela Pritchard. I am a life and business coach and mentor for coaches who are growing and building their coaching business. And the clients I work with have come from a previous corporate background, and they are making the brave and courageous decision to build a business for their freedom, their own choices, to live a life of purpose and passion, and to give other people the transformation that they themselves have been through. But perhaps you find the business side a bit of a learning curve, because it is, if you have never built your own business before, and especially if you come from a established career and you're making this transition and you've become a solo business owner, whether or not you're still in a 9 to 5, it doesn't matter. The art of selling, of visibility, of creating offers, and the mindset that goes behind that, and then managing all of that around a very busy life, is what I help my clients to do. So the Soulful Selling Advent Calendar is a 24-day Advent calendar. So I'm dropping in a mini training every single day. And day two has just dropped. And it was so juicy. It really set and not that you need this, but it really set a permission slip for you to be able to powerfully show up and get visible and sell and allow yourself to be seen to be selling in wherever you show up, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, email, it doesn't matter what platform you are choosing. But if you want clients for Christmas, you have to be able to give yourself that energetic permission slip to show up and sell and achieve what you want to set out to achieve, whether that's one client, three clients, five clients, whatever. It is available to you. But I've had a few coaches say to me that they're feeling the whiplash from Black Friday. Let me know in the comments if you relate to that. They're feeling the whiplash from Cyber Monday that happened yesterday. I didn't partake in Cyber Monday myself, but I completely forgot that was a thing, to be honest. But I've seen a few emails in my inbox selling Cyber Monday deals. And then all the offers over Christmas come up, and it's an intense time of year commercially. It's a busy time of year personally. It's also a heightened time of year in terms of your family life and your values because it's a festive season. That's what the season is all about. And then alongside all that, you want to make money in your business and you have the capacity and the desire to sign clients right now. So here's how you're going to do that. Buckle up because this is a segment of the training that I delivered and possibly some other things that I didn't say in the training, but I'm going to share here. When you are going to sell, when you are putting yourself out there to sell, there may be, and the only reason I say this is because I've had this feedback from a number of coaches that I work with, that because of everything I just said, because of Black Friday, because of Cyber Monday, because of the intensity of Christmas and the festive season, there is this sense of, ugh, is now the right time? Are my audience whiplashed from being oversold to? Is it a good time to sell when people are prioritizing money for Christmas and money's tight at the end of the year? And all of these thoughts that you might be having that might be holding you back from selling as powerfully as you want to be selling. I know I've seen some really interesting threads, and tell me if you agree in the comments. Have you seen any threads talking about Black Friday and the judgment that people have around that? How they think it's a farce, how they think people are just out to get you, and how they don't trust that the pricing is really discounted because they raise it just to slash it for Black Friday when actually it's just cheaper other times of the year. There's so much distrust in the market. And yet, those same people were saying how they leverage Black Friday to grab deals that they know are going to be available, to spend money that they would otherwise be spending, but they know it's a good time to buy things. I know for a fact that I waited for Black Friday knowing that my contact lens provider always does a discount. So I was like, oh, I needed to buy some a week ago. I'll wait a week. Black Friday is coming up. I'm just going to wait, see if they do any discounts. They did a 30% discount, saved myself $60. Amazing. Felt good, felt fun. I was buying it anyway. It's not a problem. I went through these phases, and let me know if you agree, if you relate to this. I've been through those phases in the past of being very like anti Black Friday. Now, as a business owner, I think it's always very, very smart to look at the judgments that you have and the thoughts that you have around selling, and based from the perspective of being the buyer, how do you buy things? How do you view things like Black Friday? How do you feel about buying and investing in yourself in the lead up to Christmas? So here's the exercise that I gave everybody inside the Soulful Selling Advent Calendar. The exercise is the thing that makes selling easeful, powerful, abundant, expansive, service led is not by selling because you want to make the money, because you want to create the sale, because you want clients for Christmas. That can be true, yes. And because you are so connected to all of the reasons why your people will benefit from buying now. not in January, not next year, but buying now. When you do the exercise of identifying those reasons, and I recommend to literally put this into practice, either contemplate, or if you're anything like me and you're a lot more, you find a lot more connection and potency and almost like more of an authentic transmission come through when you journal. You can journal and write down a couple of reasons, one, two, three reasons why it is imperative that your client buys now with really good reasons. Like I say, not because you want to, but reasons that are going to benefit your client or your potential client. When you identify those three reasons, that becomes the permission slip to be able to show up powerfully and sell. That becomes the messaging. That becomes the incentive. Not because there's a discount, not because you want the clients, not because you need the validation, not because whatever your personal reasons are. Like I said, they are valid, they are worthy, they are true. And the thing that actually bridges the gap to your potency, to you being in your authentic expression, to you being in service, is being able to identify the reasons why your client will benefit from buying now and not later. Because, and this is for two reasons. Yes, it's going to help you in your messaging. Yes, it's going to make what you have to say incredibly powerful and incredibly service led and incredibly valuable. And that is an entire training in and of itself, what real value is and how selling is value when it's done in this way. And there's many other ways you can make selling valuable, but this is one of those ways. But when you do that exercise, yes, it gives you the messaging, but it gives you your power back. It gives you your permission slip. So let me give you an example. Let's use how I decided and how I, not decided because the decision was already made, how I connected to being so abundant in the way that I'm creating and expansive in the way that I'm creating for the Soulful Selling Advent Calendar. Obviously, the gimmick of it is time sensitive, but I could easily take away the Christmassy aspects and just deliver a sales course. That was available to me. When I sat down and I channeled the program, the course itself was very easy to come up with. A selling program, I could sell that to you any time of the year. The Christmas idea was like my brain having fun, being in the inner child, letting my inner child come out to play in my business, which I highly recommend, by the way, and having fun with it and realizing that I want to create that urgency. And that makes sense. Tie the festivity with the Christmas piece, and I get to have the fun with it. Of course, no brainer. But why now? Why now beyond my personal reasons? Why now beyond wanting to make money, sign clients, wanting to be in my purpose, wanting to give for you because it lights me up? All of those are valid, all of those are true. But when I sat down and did this exercise for myself, I realized a couple of things. The value for you to purchase the Soulful Selling Advent Calendar now, for example, is that it helps you get visible now, not later. It helps you sign clients before Christmas now, not later. It helps you build a warm and hot, depending on how well you execute this, a hot audience now, so that when the new year comes, you're not starting from a blank canvas. You don't have the overwhelm. You're not feeling the pressure. You're not feeling the whole farcity of the whole new year, new me. And you're just starting from scratch, feeling like, oh my God, where do I even begin? Because you put the legwork in December. And because you want to sign clients before Christmas, like those are incredible reasons. You want to take it a step further. Why are those things valuable? Well, visibility is valuable because it's a way for my clients to be in their purpose, to be in their expression, to develop their sales skill set, to develop their creativity muscle. Why would they want to practice selling? Again, to develop their sales skill set, to develop their mindset around selling. Because if they can go into the new year with a skill set where they know how to sell and they feel good about selling and they know the value of selling, they know how to do ethical selling, like I'm teaching you right now, and they know how to do all the other things that I teach them inside the 24-day program. That is going to make them a better business owner, a more competent coach. They're more likely to sign clients, to be in their purpose, and they're going to have more fun in their business, and they're going to achieve their goal of replacing their income, replacing their salary, being a full-time coach, doing all those good things. Absolutely. Now, don't wait until January for that. And like I said, the January thing, nothing worse than starting a new year and not having any momentum to take you into the new year. And when you take a break over Christmas and New Year, you want to feel like it's not that you have to deserve a break, right? Don't get me wrong, like you absolutely do not have to work to take the rest. But I tell you this for nothing. It feels fucking fantastic to take rest when you know you have worked for it. It's like, at the gym when you like finish a set and then you rest for a second, you're like, ah, versus when you've like been bed rotting in day all day on a Sunday morning, you've got a bad back. You want to keep resting, but you're also too stagnant because you've been doing nothing. And then you feel a bit lethargic, a bit apathetic. The Sunday is kind of a waste. Nah, we're not about that in your business. If you don't build the momentum in your business in December, when you do rest in between the Christmas and New Year, if you plan to, it feels that much more satisfying. It feels like you really are resting. And that is invaluable to be able to be on in your business in a really powerful way. And then when you actually rest, to truly rest. None of this, oh, I'm kind of showing up in my business, but not really. And I therefore never feel rested because I haven't really turned it on. And I never really turn it on because I'm never fully rested. It's a recipe for disaster. All of these reasons, when I turn everything I've just said, the reasons why people should join the Soulful Selling Advent Calendar, not just because it's festive, but because they need the selling skill now. When I turn all of those things into the messaging, the why for me, it gives me fuel to show up every day. I become a more powerful salesperson. I'm in my purpose. I'm delivering something powerful. And my clients are receiving the benefit of that. And then it's a no brainer how I sign clients before Christmas. If I don't do that exercise, I'm not mining my brain for these things. I don't have any reason to sell other than for my own selfish reasons. No wonder we struggle when we haven't done exercises like this. No wonder when we know we want to sell something, when we know we want to make money, when we know we have capacity for clients, when we know we're ready to sign clients, but we're not thinking about the clients, we're thinking about ourselves. I want to make money. Why am I not there yet? I could be further along. Instead of, why does my client need to buy now? Let me think about that for a second, identify a handful of really powerful reasons, and then that becomes the fuel for my messaging, my power, my potency. Guys, are you seeing what's unfolding here? This is how we create ethical urgency. Ethical urgency is creating urgency because your client needs the solution to their problems because they need the solution to their problems, not to satisfy your need to make money and sign clients, not to validate you in your business, not to prove to yourself that you can do this. Of course, you can fucking do this. You've decided to start. That's your reason. But now you have reasons that are client led, that are soul led, that are service led, that are centered around your clients getting the transformations that are going to serve them. And when you are creating messaging from that place, when you are choosing to take action in your business from that place, when you are thinking about your own performance in your own business and you're thinking, fuck, I did good today. I showed up for myself today. I feel proud because you weren't in your own drama, but you were actually thinking about the urgency of your clients getting the transformation you need because you were that client once upon a time. So this is just as much for them as it is for you from a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, who went through that transformation. Ooh, that's what signs clients for Christmas. So if you're loving this and you want more of this energy, every single day in the lead up to Christmas to help support you to be able to show up powerfully, to get visible, to sign clients, to build the momentum before January, and to sign clients for Christmas, then join me inside, or join us. There's like 20, 22 people inside the calendar now. Join us at the time of recording, at least. Join us by commenting, saying Christmas, and you'll get a DM with the link to join us. You can dive right into the first 2 trainings because it's day 2, and come and join in. There's a community thread in there as well. I didn't want this to be a place where it just feels like a podcast and you get the transmission and you can't communicate back. I love connecting with you, even though this is such a low ticket offer at the time of recording, the price will be increasing soon. It's currently 27 AUD. Even though it is a low ticket offer, I have still decided to create a community and wins thread alongside the actual calendar delivery as well, so that you can introduce yourself, so that you can share your wins. And one of the things that I'm particularly passionate about is not just celebrating the external wins, like, oh, I signed a client, I made money. Of course, that's going to happen. But the truth is, if you're selling transformational one-to-one high ticket, or even medium ticket courses that are still transformational, of course, you're probably signing a handful of clients at best at a time. Especially for one-to-one, you're signing 1 to 5 to 10 clients a month, which means you're not going to be having wins every day unless you give yourself permission to celebrate the wins that are internal shifts, the wins where you go, oh my God, this has just landed in a way that it's never landed before. Holy fuck, I feel different. And then taking action from that space and then celebrating that action. This is the space where we're celebrating that, because when you can be in that energy of celebration, I don't want to go into another mini training here, but I'll just say this: when you can celebrate that energy and really own the shifts that you're connecting to, that are happening for you, that are unfolding to you, you're actually creating momentum energetically and in your identity, and you're allowing it to integrate. It goes from just being like a moment in time that you probably miss or you notice, but then move on because the day is busy, versus being a transmission that you receive, that you integrate, embody, you take action on, then you celebrate it, then you're anchoring it in. You're giving it words, you're giving it language, you're actually noticing, you're giving yourself visibility. And then your identity shifts a lot more potently. You're allowing yourself to receive by being celebrated by others. And you are holding yourself accountable to taking those powerful action steps. So come and join us. DM or comment saying Christmas, and I'll see you inside the Soulful Selling Advent Calendar. And if this was useful, please send this to a biz bestie, send it to a coach friend who will benefit from this, because this is why this matters and why I wanted to give you this training. This isn't about you joining the Soulful Selling Advent Calendar. Obviously do, because you're going to get all 24 days of training one day at a time, so that it compounds, but in a really gentle way. But the best way I can live my purpose is when I'm not just doing what I love, but I'm helping those people help more people by doing what they love. The compound effect of this work is everything. You know as well as I do that there are so many people who need coaching, who need your services. You know for a fact. You just have to open your Facebook or your Instagram and you go out for a coffee, you catch up with friends, you are seeing this very problem that you solve everywhere. And the best way that you can make a change in the world and live your purpose and do what you're here to do is by inviting people into that transformation from a service-led place, from a soul-led place. Ethical urgency teaches you to do that. But bring other coaches along the journey. If you have a biz bestie or a group of biz besties, then bring them along as well. Everyone is welcome. Come and join in, have fun, get in the Christmas spirit. Some of them are, not all of them, because it's really hard to make this stuff up. But when I channeled it, I had literally I had more than 24 ideas. And I've given pretty much 70% of them of really Christmassy themed. which is really fun. I love Christmas. It's so much fun. I love getting in the festive spirit. And don't worry, if you don't celebrate Christmas, the sales aspect is still incredibly valuable. Like I said, it could have been a separate course that just wasn't festive themed. It was just the time of year, the opportunity, and like I say, the ethical urgency around it needing to be in your hands now and not waiting until January seemed like the perfect excuse to bring in the festive theme. So yeah, comment saying Christmas. I'll see you inside. And otherwise, I'll see you next time.